I am going to miss Gushing Over Magical Girls because honestly, it came out of nowhere. Like the whole anime just came out of nowhere, and I think it literally blew the entire anime community away. And I think what a perfect send off to this anime is that we actually had straight up a classical Team Rocket trope within this episode. Don't believe me? Look at this brief little clip here. You literally see Sayo just knock them all away, Team Rocket style. They literally go blasting off again. It's legitimately just straight up hilarious. And honestly, just thinking about the entirety of what this episode and series represents, it's fun. Like it's fun. And obviously not everybody is going to take that away from Gushing Over Magical Girls. Not many are going to make it 13 episodes deep into the series, because obviously when you think about the content, the core content that Gushing Over Magical Girls has within it, it definitely has a lot of content that is going to turn a lot of people away from the series. I mean, let's just be completely blunt. It is what it is. Like, it has a lot of fan service, a lot of, certain, I guess, things like, I guess you could say fetishes. The offers fetishes within this story that is presented, and it makes a lot of sense why a lot of people just would not be interested in the show or even make it this far. But despite all of these little things, like obviously the, fan service content and all of that, the series does have, as I've been talking about for pretty much the beginning of the story, it has a very compelling story. Like, it has a really good plot, has great characters, and, it elevates, I guess the magical girl genre by not reinventing the wheel, but just giving a very unique perspective on the genre, and it's very clear, the writer behind this story, like the man behind the curtain, or woman behind the curtain, I don't know if the offer is male or female, the point of the matter is the person that wrote this story, they definitely love magical girls. I think, honestly, Utena as a character is probably a self-insert, maybe not to the extremes that we see her character, but I think in terms of just the emotion of how she loves magical girls, I'm willing to bet you that the actual author of this story loves magical girls so much that they really just wanted to kind of place Utena as that character that really represents those emotions. But with all that being said, though, it's gonna be very sad to see this series gone. Like, I mean, it has just been such a fun watch every single Wednesday when an episode came out. It honestly is not something I expected to enjoy as much as I did. Like, walking away from this anime season, like this entire anime season, like the stuff that's kind of like came out and stuff came and went, I'm not gonna lie, like, Gushing Over Magical Girls is the standout. Like, I thought that Chain Soldier, or, Mato Seihi, was going to be probably the standout, like, fan service series of the season. Like, there was nothing that was going to be able to, let's say, compete with it. But Gushing legitimately came out of nowhere and just met my expectations and more. And another series that, is really good is Apothecary, that obviously recently ended to, obviously Free Ren. There's quite a few things, and I just did not expect the conversation around this series to get as extreme as it did. Like, there has been a lot of people just thoroughly enjoying the show, and I think that this is a nice, like, reminder of just how anime used to be. I do think that sometimes the series does go more extreme than, normal fan service series do. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm just saying, it reminds me of classic anime. Like, if anyone used to watch old fan service anime, you probably do remember that there was just so much uncensored content, like To Love Ru, what was that one called? Kano Kanon, or whatever it was called. There's just a lot of, like, unhinged, like, fan servicey shows in the past, a lot of harems and stuff, and, as time has progressed since then, like the 2007s, 8s, 9s, etc., anime has kind of shifted away from that more fan servicey nature. There's harems, but usually they're very surface level. There's not a lot of crazy stuff going on, and even as time has went on, and, like, go back 8 years ago, at that point in time, there was just, honestly, it was rare to even get pantsuit shots technically in, like, fan servicey anime. So, seeing this series just come out of nowhere and kind of just go all in, I thoroughly respect. And one thing I do want to shout out is High Dive for a second. Now, I want to be completely blunt, not a sponsor. I'm not sponsored by High Dive or anything like that. High Dive, if you want to sponsor me, do sponsor me. I would love it. You got some good anime on here. I'd love to sing your praises more, especially if you wanted to sponsor me. But I will say this, though. Like, High Dive, I am really proud of this company for one reason, is that they hosted quite saucy anime for this season and didn't censor it. I don't think that they're a perfect site. I don't think they're a perfect company, but I do think that overall they tried to present an anime in its purest of forms, giving us an uncensored version of Gushing Over Magical Girls, which, well, to be honest, Crunchyroll doesn't do. Like, they do it sometimes, but not often. They usually just get the censored product. And so, seeing the uncensored version being delivered to the masses, all the viewers and stuff, I greatly appreciate. I really, really do. So, shoutouts to High Dive for that. That is one thing that really makes me happy that I am subscribed to their service. Once again, not a sponsor. I'm just being blunt here. I love their service for that, because I'm able to watch a series without having to dive through hoops to find the uncensored content. Because, let's be honest, people that are watching the censored version of Gushing are really... why? Like, if you're watching Gushing, you might as well watch the uncensored. Let's just be completely blunt here. But, anyways, with all of that being said, though, I do want to say that, I love Sayo's character development here. It was so good. Like, legitimately, thinking about all of the characters that we got from this season, the supporting cast is really good. Like, straight up amazing. Like, they're not groundbreaking characters. I'm not trying to say that they are the best side characters I've ever seen in an anime. But I want to make sure the point is stated that fundamentally what this series is, it's a parody. It's a parody of the magical girl genre with some fan service thrown in. And, usually stuff like that can have some depth to it. I mean, think of Gintama. But, I mean, most of the time, it really is just there for fun. That's it. And the series obviously left me feeling that, but more. It feels like it actually truly used every trope of the magical girl genre in such a way that made it fun even if you knew what to expect. Like, for instance, Utena's goal. Her goal is to just, gush over magical girls, push them to their limits, make them grow stronger, and then retreat and lose in the end. That's what she's doing, and it's fundamentally kind of what the villains are like within magical girl stories. I mean, their objective is world domination, and not necessarily to lose, but it does end up like that, where they just lose and make the magical girl stronger, and Utena is just very point blank about it. Like, yeah, we're gonna lose, we're just gonna keep pressing until eventually we lose and all that, but they're gonna have fun doing it, and I don't know, I appreciate that. But back into the supporting characters. The supporting cast is just truly amazing, because they really all have their own personality and life that they bring to the story, and they don't feel like they're just cardboard cutouts. They don't feel like they're just inserted just to be there just for a fetish-like reason, because let's be honest, there is a lot of characters that definitely get into certain scenes more than others, like for instance, Sayo being basically straight up masochist, but I mean, the point of the matter is that it is still used to amplify their character personality. They aren't just about, like, certain fan service scenes. There's more to them than that. And I like how just Sayo embodies this masochistic nature she loves, and she is putting on this cold-hearted, still face to be able to face Utena while enjoying it at the same time. I really love that. It's really hilarious because it sticks with the comedy and Sayo's main fundamental character that people might have fell in love with, but also keeps her in essence to what a core magical girl is. And so it's interesting to see her dynamic with Utena throughout the story, especially this episode, because can Utena push her to the point where she breaks again? What would actually happen if, like, for instance, Utena's toy broke? So yeah, just overall, I love this series. It really has been such a fantastic journey, and I'm sad to see it go. It has been truly such a incredible anime. I not gonna lie, like, thinking about, like, fan servicey anime, okay, just putting fan service anime out there, this is probably the best fan service anime I've seen in a decade. Like, it's truly good. Like, I know people are gonna instantly think of interspecies reviewers, but honestly, I know interspecies reviewers was unique for what it was. I'm not gonna deny that. But I think that, I don't know, maybe it's because of the way the story is with this, that I could just get into it more. It's really fascinating. It's a really fascinating just mold to a magical girl story. But, yeah, overall, you know, shout outs once again to this quality series. Hopefully we get a season 2. I believe there's only 60, 70 chapters of the manga. I'm not read the manga yet. I plan to. I do. We had no announcement of a season 2, which is legitimately sad because, you know, this needs a season 2. I would love to, but I feel like thinking about Gushing Over Magical Girls and what it is. I mean, obviously there's a lot of passion put in this project, but I really doubt we'll get a season 2. I really doubt that. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, Magical Girl series really do have quite a following, so maybe it might, but I hope we get one. I just don't know if we have the content to make a season 2. Regardless, if there ever is, I am definitely going to watch it. And before I wrap up this video and say my pieces to the series, once again, thank you very much, High Dive, for bringing us quality anime uncensored. It is very rare nowadays to see that, and just shout-outs to you guys. And, you know, once again, sponsor me if you want to. Okay, be safe, everyone. I love ya. Talk to you all later. Chibi out.